Happy New Year's, everybody. This is Les, my first video of the year. I hope everybody had a good year, and we did. We were very busy, and it's still continuing, so sorry I didn't make the videos sooner. I'm going to make a better one, but I'm going to do a quick one, just real fast for you guys. And there's a couple issues this year I'm going to address in this industry, and it's going to be very interesting for everybody. But it needs to be addressed. But anyway, back to this. Now, everybody knows what this is. That's your chemical injection head. Now, originally, these were designed to not allow violent chemicals to go through the pump. So if you were pressure washing a hood, cleaning a hood in a restaurant, you would actually put pure caustic soda up in that hood to dissolve all the grease. And so you wouldn't want to run caustic soda through the pump. So we understand having this downstream last step injection system, but these things are very troublesome, and we're cleaning carpets, guys. We're not doing something that's so delicate, you know. And actually this design that we have, that we've had since the beginning, a lot of people claim they've come up with this design, but in the patent of 1965 this chemical injection system's in there. So you know, I just feel like credit needs to go to who earned the credit for what was done. But anyway, regardless of that, the main thing, guys, is to have chemical injection, trouble-free, extend the life of the pump, and then I'm going to explain how it does it, and you're really going to like this. And there's several little options, so we're going to do a little quick one, okay? You're going to not use this chemical injection head. Now, I don't know, to remove it would probably be the best thing, but if you just want to bypass it, I believe you can just run two hoses together and just let it go. I'm pretty sure, but preferably remove it. But if you remove it, sometimes they have a mechanical device that's hitting the diaphragm that's on top of the piston. So basically, just plug it, just leave it on there on the pump. Now we all know, I've got a drawing up here, but I'm going to go over a couple things so you get familiar with what we're doing here. Okay, so we all know we all have a chemical injection jug, and we all have a chemical flow meter. And this chemical flow meter has a shut-off knob and an adjustment knob, so you can adjust the flow, plus you can shut it off. If yours does not have that, you just need to put an inline needle valve right here between the flow meter and the jug. So then we all have water boxes, right? So on your water box, you're going to have a inlet going to the pump inlet, which will be the outlet on the box, and then you're always going to have a bypass line that usually returns back to the bypass of the box. Now sometimes on this drawing here, sometimes the bypass, and here's the regulator, there's the pump out, high pressure out, then there's always a bypass, and we return it back to the water box. Now sometimes you'll see in a lot of designs is this way, guys, is that sometimes the bypass is coming back to the pump inlet with a T. Now I'll give you the advantages and disadvantages of doing that right there. If I bypass back to this water box, and this water box has 3-4 gallons of cold water, and it's just circulating, look at that, 3-4 gallons of, you let go of the trigger, it goes into bypass mode, look at that, just flowing around 3-4 gallons of cold water. Well, let's say you're doing a flood job and the employee don't turn the pump off. Well, guess what? No big deal. It's just circulating a bunch of cold water. So now let's say air gets in the pump. Well, look here. It just blows it into this water. The bubbles just float to the surface, so it keeps the system primed. If we're bypassing back to the pump inlet, we're now only circulating about 16 to 20 ounces of water. Every time it makes a pass, it starts getting hot. And it starts getting hot. So it doesn't take long to go to steam. That's why you'll see these inline thermal relief valves. But see, we don't even have that. So now, if we got air in the system, guess what? If we're bypassing back to the pump inlet, we threw the air right back in the pump. So this is the way we do it. And, it's not the most accurate, but we're just injecting water softener. We don't need to be running any acids in these truck mounts at all, ever. And that's one of the issues I'm going to address this year, is this acid rinse business of neutralizing the pre-spray. Well, obviously, you're not supposed to use a pre-spray that needs neutralizing. And there's a reason why there is. It's because the cost of the raw materials have gone up. And I can make you a gallon of high pH pre-spray for $3. And I might make some, prove my point on this deal. But anyway, back to what we got here. So we want to run a water softener through there. Well, our water softener that we make, it lubricates that pump like a 2-stroke engine putting gas and oil together. Yeah, it's and that's why Judson offers 10-year pump seal warranty and 10-year regulator warranties. That's because we are pumping cold water, it stays primed, and we're lubricating the pump seals and the regulator with our water softener that breaks down the surface tension, which is all you're supposed to run through a truck mount. I don't care what anybody claims. There's a reason they're claiming other stuff. Now, here's the top of the flow meter. There's your chemical jug. Now, you can stop this and just look at this, and then we're going to go over the resistance here that makes it draw the chemical. So let's go back over here, Joyce, down here. Now, we have the water box. So what we do is we put a T on the water box. And then we put an adjustable gate valve. Now look at this. This is Home Depot. You can get these different sizes. I just had it in the back. I was going to go get the right size, but I'm going to make the video. And you see how that just adjusts. So we put that in line, and then that goes to the pump. So now we can adjust the resistance. So if the flow meter is real sensitive, you can back this off and make it where it just barely goes to the top of 5. So this allows you to adjust for different flow pumps and also the sensitivity. It takes the sensitivity out of the flow meter. So that's how you put that little water valve in there, and then you got an adjustment. Now, one thing I want to tell you about this, make sure you tighten this nut down right here. It's prone to suck air right through here and give you problems. That's the one thing I don't like about it. Now, Judson factory truck mounts don't use these, but this is a great way of doing a retrofit of an existing system because we don't know what flow your pump is. Now, let me show you what Judson does. Instead of using the water valve, we have a preset on the inside where the filter is. I'll just back up a little bit. We have a hole drilled in this resistance, and that is what gives us a steady resistance. So we know what our gallons per minute is of the pump depending on the RPM of the pump and what the pump flows at, and then we adjust this hole to take the sensitivity out of the flow meter. Okay, so you can do that too. You just start off with a small hole, keep drilling bigger until the what you want is the ball just to barely make it to 5 or a little over. You know, you don't want it to where you just barely touch this adjustment. It shoots up to the top, so that takes the sensitivity out of it. You got you got a regulator here. It could be panel mounted, and we got pressure comes into the regulator, and then we have pressure out, goes to the heating system. It could be a heat exchanger out to the wand. Then there's our bypass. I was talking about returning to this tank, so it circulates all that cold water. So it's pretty simple. I don't know if this is going to help you guys or if it's real confusing. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. I was going to get some different stuff from Lowe's or Home Depot. That's where you get these parts. That's one thing we like about it. Is we get these parts from Home Depot or Lowe's. These fittings here, but so I'll go back over it. Got your water box. You know what the flow meter is. So we'll go back over it one more time, just real fast. Your water box. You put the gate valve. Excuse me. Put the gate valve here. I got that drawn wrong. This, excuse me. Anyway, the gate valve goes. Let me see. No, I got it right. I'm sorry. Yes, the gate valve goes first. Then your T. Yeah, then your T. I'm sorry. Then the T. And then this allows the resistance, and that's how you control the pull or the draw of the chemical out of here. Then you got your little knob on your flow meter. Now, on the flow meter, you may not have a knob. You'll have to put you have to put a valve in line here to control the flow meter. You know, the little needle valve. Most everybody's got it. You're either going to have a flow meter with a knob or without a knob, and usually they'll have some type of needle valve. Now, you are going to have to turn this off at the end of the day because it will siphon back into the system. This system does draw at all times. In other words, it's always going to draw, but see, we're injecting such a little bit of chemical. We're not injecting a lot of chemical per gallon. If you laid the wand down for like 30, 45 minutes, yes, it'll build up some strength in the chemical, but we're just running water softeners. That's not going to be a big deal. Now, like I say, I do not suggest any acid rinses. I'll go over what that's all about. And it's about having the wrong pre-spray is what it is. And yeah, anything over like 9.8 is not a carpet cleaning pre-spray. It's a hard floor cleaner, and it should be used for a hard floor cleaner. And yeah, and you don't have to use high pH to clean carpets, but it's very expensive to manufacture a chemical low pH that performs, and that's what we specialize in and have always specialized in that because that was the correct type of pre-spray. There's lots of stuff out there now. Lots of caustic soda being pushed on carpet cleaners. Okay, so anyway, so it does draw all the time, and you do have to turn this valve off or it will siphon water back in that jug. That's kind of a little bit of a drawback, nothing major. But the reliability outweighs the negative, the bad part. The bad part, somebody might say, oh, it draws all the time. Well, it doesn't really make a difference. We've been doing it since 65 and it's never been an issue, ever. So obviously it's not that big a deal. The reliability outweighs the fact that it draws all the time, okay? The reliability outweighs the fact that you got to turn the knob off to keep it from siphoning. Now, Judson has never claimed to be the most convenient system in the world. We're the world's most reliable and most knocked off system in the industry. You'd be surprised how many people are directly knocking Judson off. You don't have to buy copies of Judson. Give me a call. You can buy the real deal. We designed this. We've never copied anybody. We've always minded our own business. So try this. You can always put it back the old way, but I think you'll like it. So give me a call if you got any confusion on this. But just come in here, Joyce, as close as you can, and then they can pause that if they want to take a look at that. And so there's your regulator, bypass, out to the heat exchanger or wand. There's your pump. It's got pump in, out, bypass back to the water box, outlet of the water box, resistance, adjustable water valve, T, top of the flow meter, into the jug from the bottom of the flow meter, pump inlet to the pump. See how simple that is? There's nothing to it. See there? So there you go. I'll make another video later, but for right now I'm going to do this quick video, get it up there. I know you guys are looking for something, so I appreciate it, and Happy New Year's, and we're going to have a good year this year. See ya.